Hello everyone, I'm Antonia Sanin. I'm the author of the Detective Equis series. Today I will be reading to you the short English version of the Detective Equis in Tokyo book. Since the English version hasn't been published, I'll be showing you the illustrations from the Spanish version. This book has been beautifully illustrated by the Colombian illustrator Laura Osorno. The text edition of the English version has been done by Geneva Hargreaves. Detective Equis in Tokyo. In Tokyo, one dreadful day, all of the city's maneki neko ran away. When these Lucky Charm cat sculptures raised their paw, customers would come into their shops and leave some money behind. Business owners were desperate to bring them back. At the other end of the world, in a colorful office, a small red button on Equis's computer alerted the investigator squirrel about an urgent case that required his intervention. The detective whistled as hard as he could, calling into his office his comrade, the great hot air balloon. Globe came in, sad and blue. He had been looking at pictures of his beloved childhood friend who left home one day to never return. He sighed with a deep, heartbreaking, and office-shaking exhalation. Tokyo employees and employers are experiencing something similar because their own companions have gone astray. Do you think if we help find them, some of your sorrow will go away? Equis asked. Imagining how grateful the Japanese people would feel when the cats returned to their shops made Globe very happy inside. Thus, his balloon inflated and his basket lifted off the ground. Then, with the rhythm of a song, Globe started his journey towards the seahorse-shaped country of Japan. As they arrived in the city of Tokyo, something caught their eye. There was a colossal snowman sitting on the Imperial Palace grounds. Equis took out his binoculars and soon realized that the gigantic sculpture was composed of cats. The cats were all meowing Maneki Neko Matsuri at the top of their lungs. A Matsuri is a festival celebrating deep-rooted customs in Japan. Their cries were in a language that humans could not understand, but squirrels could. Quick-thinking Equis immediately realized that the cats were holding a protest because although many Matsuri are held throughout the year, a Maneki Neko Matsuri was not on the list. Without a festival of their own, the felines would not rest. Equis spotted the most senior cat, who wore a samurai helmet. The detective approached Neko Samurai and suggested that the cat's peaceful protest be held more strategically. The message for the emperor and prime minister should be delivered with the utmost respect. It was also essential to go in search of two gifts, one for each of these distinguished leaders. After some more conversation, the Maneki Nekos were convinced and a new plan was devised. May we please have a big piece of cloth, black ink, and a brush? Detective Equis asked Loeb. Both were proud to show how many useful items the basket could hold. With the needed tools at hand, the senior cat skillfully wrote a sign that said, Maneki Neko Matsuri. The hot air balloon extended the banner across the imperial palace gardens. The sign was so prominent that the emperor noticed it from his balcony. Reporters all over the country understood the intention behind the cat's unusual behavior. The Maneki Nekos wanted their own Matsuri so that they could be acknowledged for all their hard work and the good luck that they bring. The big feline sculpture stayed put as Equis and Neko Samurai promised to send them entertainment and a lot of fish. A show with masks from the No Theater and a big tuna delivered from the fish market would surely do the trick. Once this first mission was accomplished, the senior cat and the squirrel would focus on finding the gifts. After convincing the No Theater actors to help, they dined on sushi and went to sleep in a capsule hotel. They would stop by the fish market's tuna auction very early the following day. At 4:30 in the morning, their alarm clock rang and they rushed to the fish market as quick as a flash. Neko Samurai outbid everyone by paying 10 million yen for the most exquisite tuna. Detective Equis patiently sat while the senior cat counted the coins that he poured out of his samurai helmet. The time had come to find and buy the significant gifts that their strategy required. In search of inspiration, the two friends climbed up Tokyo Tower's staircase to its main deck. From way up high, Mount Fuji and the Rainbow Bridge were terrific to see, but the cat and the squirrel remained clueless until they caught a glimpse of a blossoming cherry tree. From above and very far away, it resembled a bonsai. The emperor and the prime minister would surely enjoy a fine example of this Japanese 1,000-year-old art form. This is my bonsai. Neko Samurai took Equis to a nearby temple with a tranquil Japanese garden and a store, but there was only one bonsai for sale. They also found a miniature pebble garden as a gift to symbolize a temple garden's peace. They were set, but Neko Samurai had a special request. Could we attend a tea ceremony at a friend's house and rest? Equis said yes. When they reached the house, an elegant lady in a kimono invited them in. They sat on a tatami mat and enjoyed their Japanese wagashi sweets and green tea. The squirrel and the cat left relaxed and renewed, with presents in hand, determined to return to the imperial palace as quickly as they could. That wonderful feeling of accomplishing their tasks did not last long. On their way, they unexpectedly stumbled upon two sumo wrestlers who paused from slurping udon noodles to invite them to watch their competition. The two friends sat up close as the fight in the ring began. Mere seconds later, one of the competitors had already won. During the kerfuffle, Equis had been pushed aside by the victor, and Neko Samurai and the presents were crushed. The feline leader groaned from under the leg of the enormous wrestler, and the squirrel knew at a glance that Neko Samurai was in a trance. The words that came out of the charmed cat's mouth were challenging to understand. He mumbled, "Kano and Inari have a special announcement to make. They will share the information once you manage to get in touch with them. To reach Kanon, go to the top of the 5-story pagoda that you shall find at Ueno Park. To contact Inari, ask one of her messenger foxes to climb a torii gate." Detective Equis turned on his device and learned that Kanon is the Buddhist goddess of compassion. There are only a few 5-story pagodas in Tokyo, one of them built in her honor. Inari is the Shinto goddess of fertility, and her messengers, foxes with red bibs, are always at her service. The foxes live near the torii gates, a symbol of Japan's ancient Shinto faith. The message clearly stated that Equis should go to Ueno Park, so he picked up Neko Samurai and headed over before it became dark. 3 Harajuku girls were showing him the way, but after walking for some time, he realized just how far it was. He decided then to leave the cat resting in the shade. When he got to the famous park, he looked for the pagoda. With the help of a small rocket, he got to its spire in no time at all. "Kanon! Kanon!" he called from way up high, but there was no response. He wanted to cry. Just then, from the corner of his eye, he spotted a group of red torii gates in a line. He ignited his rocket and jetted straight towards them. Suddenly, he heard a splutter as the rocket came to a halt. The battery had not been fully charged. The poor squirrel fell from 100 meters high and splashed into a lake nearby. Detective Equis swam, he clambered, and he walked, and finally he met Inari's fox messengers. "Please," he said, "I need one of you to climb a torii gate to receive Goddess Inari's advice." A brave volunteer climbed the gate without fear. Up he went. Moments later, the wind started to blow, and the animal's eyes began to roll. The wind stopped, and the messenger declared, "Tokyo, beware! A strong earthquake will hit the city within an hour. You should prepare." Equis had an epiphany. There was nothing he could do about this on his own. Teamwork was required to find a solution and prevent a disaster. "Take me to the Imperial Palace Gardens as fast as you can," requested the squirrel. Detective Equis communicated Inari's news with Globe and the lucky Maneki-Nikos. Each and every one put on their thinking caps. "Let me share the hot air from my balloon to elevate the cats. We can make a net of flying felines to protect the city with their paws," suggested Globe. There was no time to waste, and so, with haste, the cats were inflated one by one. Everyone working together was fun. The quake shook the ground violently, but thousands of paws held the buildings in place. After the danger had subsided, people below started joyfully crying, "Maneki nekomatsuri, maneki nekomatsuri, maneki nekomatsuri." Thousands of happy floating cats began meowing the chant too. Meow, 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 meow. That night, with all the felines back on land, the emperor and the prime minister showed up with something in their hands. It was a gleaming plaque that honored the Lucky Charm cats as Japanese heroes. As a reward for their bravery and great help saving Tokyo, they would be given their own unique festival, Maneki Neko Matsuri. Hugs, meows, claps, and tears of joy followed. The happy cats promised to return to the businesses where they belonged. Positive that Tokyo's commerce would flourish again, Detective Equis and Globe said goodbye to their triumphant friends and returned home without delay. Neither them nor Japan would ever forget that great day. The end. Hope to see you again soon.